Libra, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your June month ahead reading. For anyone that comes, because you've got, I don't know, Libra somewhere in your chart, but you're another sign and I haven't done it yet, and you're like, well, where's ours? It's coming, but I could only record 6 today. Spent all day trying to get clients done and whatnot, and then trying to do some other recordings for something else, and it just didn't work out. So unfortunately I'm having to do it via iPad, so I can't speed up the shuffle. I'll just have to go down, so I don't really know how to do that on iPad. Okay, let's make a start. So for the reading, Libra, we are using the Cosmic Cycles Tarot. Absolutely stunning deck from America, indie deck. What can I say about this deck? Everything. I mean, I was lucky to get this deck because I think that they stopped. It was in such demand that they actually stopped, sending it out. They had to put a stop on it while they caught up with orders. But it is one of the best decks I've ever had. And I've got nearly 300 of them. So this is an exceptional deck. I'm really, really blessed to have this deck because it is everything. It's amazing. Love it. So yeah, we're going to use this deck. Also, we are using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. I haven't really had much use of this. I haven't had much reason to use this for readings, actually, because I haven't had much need to do any clarifying on the readings. But if I do need to clarify, I'll use that. And we also use this absolutely gorgeous, accurate deck, the Prism Oracle, which reflects your emotions and your intuition via colour. So we're going to be using that as well for our spiritual advice at the end of the reading. So let's have a look at the reading, Libra. What is it that Libra needs to be focusing on for June? What does Libra need to focus on for June, please? What is it that Libra needs to be focusing on for June 2021? Oh, that come out. I don't know which way that is up. I think that's... Is that reversed? Okay. Was that reversed or not? Okay, I'm going to put it back in. Sorry, guys, but if I don't know whether it's reversed or not, it has to go back in. Show me, what does Libra need to be focusing on for the month of June? One card. Sorry, guys, I don't know whether that was upside or down. I just took it, but I didn't know. This isn't a reversible deck, but I didn't know which way it went, So that's why I had to take it back up. Okay, so... can you show me what is the situation around this, please? In 5 cards, what's the situation around this in 5 cards, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And what advice do you have for Libra concerning this? What advice do you have for Libra concerning this? 2 cards, please. Okay, so let's have a look. What is it you need to focus on, Libra, for the month? Temperance. So I think that you need to focus on a few things. It's an interesting thing when you look at the cards through different decks. Temperance usually has this angel with 2 cups of water. So you can often look at the Temperance card and talk about moderation, or the need to moderate something, or the need to take your time with something, or to be or to even experiment, because Temperance is the alchemist. So often that card will definitely show up when you're experimenting with doing something new. It's definitely an experimental card. Or it's about balance, or what I'm seeing here is flexibility. So for me, this looks like the need to focus on being flexible. Perhaps there's a need to focus on getting fitter for some of you guys, because it is of a woman here who is, trying to get fit. She's doing her exercising. I think she's doing a bit of yoga, perhaps. But she's really trying to focus on getting her body into balance here. So there is a need, I think, this month to focus on probably trying to rebalance yourself, Libra. And actually that's funny, because that's what you're about, isn't it, Libra? You're all about balance. So, but through the Temperance card, it's more, Libra is more mental balance, Temperance is more emotional balance. So perhaps there's a need to focus on trying to regain your footing and perhaps getting some emotional balance here with the Temperance energy showing here. What's happening around this? So the moon. I just feel that there may be some fears happening here. The moon is feminine energy. The moon is emotional as well. When you look at it, but the moon is also self-reflection. So perhaps there's something about fear, confusion, or indeed reflection here. Self-reflection with the moon energy. Sometimes this is the card about guidance as well. This definitely feels like fear to me, because the Nine of Wands is cautious. If you look at both cards, there's definitely an element of fear here. I'm getting some form of fear around you, Libra, because the Nine of Wands, look at what he's doing. Nine of Wands often means to be cautious. Look, he's on his skateboard. He's about to go down this dark alley. There are lights, but he's kind of like, oh man, I don't know whether I should go down there. And the moon is also, to me, backed up with both cards. It's about fear. So there's a sense of fear or trepidation, or it just feels like, it's almost like you're on a little bit of high alert here, if you like. Dissatisfaction. Oh, what's going on with you guys? There's a sense of not feeling happy or feeling a sense of dissatisfaction showing here with the Four of Cups. Unhappiness with the Four of Cups. The Hierophant. I think about having to do something that is very structured, or having to do something in the way that you've always done it with the Hierophant energy. Because the Hierophant is about tradition and doing things the way that they've always been done. Perhaps this could be something to do with family members, for example, with the Hierophant. Some of you guys, I just feel that you're wanting to expand your horizons outside of this structure here. But I think there's a bit of fear about it, because the Three of Wands is all about expanding your horizons. It's not all about that, but it definitely is here. He's off the boat and he's exploring. I think that you want to explore something outside of this. So this could be outside of work. Maybe some of you guys are in a 9-to-5 job. Maybe there's boredom, I think, with the known. Because the Four of Cups is like, I'm bored. Look at her face. She's like, oh, I'm so bored. And the Hierophant, though it looks like the way that they've drawn it is that this is about faith. The Hierophant as a standalone card is often about structure and tradition. And if you think about the Hierophant in terms of, you know, religiosity, something like that. For example, maybe that's the wrong word for it, but it ties in together. For example, say you come from a particular religion, and every Sunday or whatever you have to go, your family for generations have gone to church on a Sunday. It can become quite systematic, and that's the Hierophant for you. The Hierophant is a card about systematic behavior, a systematic way of doing something. So sometimes, as I always say with the Hierophant, it's a great card about faith, yes, but it can also become quite soulless in terms of just doing things as they've always been done, without there truly being any type of soul to it or any real feeling. And I think that might be going on for some of you Librans, that you might be feeling, I'm fed up with doing things, with having to adhere to a system here. I want to break free. I want to go out and I want to find out. I want to explore something else. I'm really bored with doing this. But I think with the Moon card and the Nine of Wands, there's a great deal of heightened fear around this. There's a great deal of heightened fear around this. And I feel that the universe wants you to try and... you know what comes to mind when I look at this Temperance card? This isn't all about balance. It's about stretching. Can you see what she's doing? She's stretching herself. When you do tarot, if you don't do tarot, some of you guys looking at this video might already do tarot. But when you do tarot, you don't always adhere to... you don't always adhere to the meaning of a card. Like Temperance is about balance and equilibrium and things like that. This is, look at what she's doing. She's stretching herself. She's stretching her body. You know, she's working out. So I think that the universe, the focus for the month is about stretching yourself, even amidst the fear, because you've already, I think, Libra, laid the foundation. And I think that that foundation is really saying this. I'm tired of doing the same old with the Hierophant. It's boring. You know, there's no joy in this. The joy comes with the Three of Wands. I want to explore. I want to learn. I want to expand my horizons. I want to go into the wood and see what is there. I'm tired of doing this all the time. I want to go out and explore. And I think the universe is saying that though you may feel a little bit of fear, because if you look here, the start of this boy's journey is probably in the moon, where she's being called. She's being called. So some of you guys are being called to take action. You're being called by the universe. Your intuition is telling you within the moon is also about intuition. Your intuition is telling you to take a risk down this path. There is fear here, but the intuition of the moon is calling you and saying, take a risk down the path, because it could lead to somewhere amazing. We know, Libra, that you are bored with doing the same old thing. So why not take the risk? Go outside of the window, go down the path, get in the boat, and let's see where you go. Stretch yourself in June. Just stretch yourself. Flex yourself. Flex those muscles, you know? Or else they're going to seize up. Don't be afraid. It looks scary because it looks dark. You look at these two cards, it's dark. Even though there are certain lights to guide you, and you are being guided, because you've got the moon here, and you've got the lamppost here. So you're certainly being guided, for sure. But there's still fear here, and you've got the torch in your hand here to light the way. But there's still fear. There's still caution with the moon, with the Nine of Wands, and fear with the moon. But the universe is saying, you still have some light. You're still being guided along the way. So it's telling you, focus on that intuition and take the risk. If you're bored with the status quo, Hierophant is status quo, that's boredom. If you're bored with the status quo, take the risk and go out and expand your horizons. Flex yourself. Stretch yourself this month. Just try it. See what happens. Test it. Test it out. Temperance is also about testing. Experimenting, as I mentioned as well. Experimentation, testing and flexing is the key for this month. Okay? You don't like where you are, so do it. What's the advice? Oh, God. Couldn't make it up, could you? It's time to explore. Can you see what she's doing? She's going up the tree and she's exploring. So it's time to explore with the Page of Wands energy showing here. See there you are in the jail with the Eight of Swords. So the advice is, some of you guys are really feeling stuck. So it's time to go out there, and it's time, actually, the Page of Wands is not only exploring, this is the new adventure. It's time, if you're feeling stuck, Libra, it's time for a new adventure with the Page of Wands. Wand people like to always move. That's fire energy for you. It's always on the move. Never wants to get stuck. So if you're feeling stuck with the Eight of Swords, if you're feeling caged, if you're feeling imprisoned, which I should imagine is what this Hierophant's all about, which is your boredom with the status quo because you're feeling trapped, get out there and explore a new journey. It's telling you that in the Three of Wands. Get out there and explore a new journey. It's time. You can moan about stuff, but it's not going to get you anywhere. So stop moaning and start doing. Okay, let's have a look at what the spiritual advice is. Universe Spirit, what is the spiritual advice you have for Libra on this reading? What is the spiritual advice you have for Libra on this reading, please, in 3 cards? Consciousness. Peace. Ghost. Let's have a look at the booklet for that. Have a look at the grey. If I can find it. Just bear with me one moment. Just going to have a look at what they're trying to tell you with these cards. Here we go. Consciousness. They're all in the same place. They're all kind of grey. Consciousness. Consciousness is our ability to feel and sense what is around us and within us, and to tap into the deeper universal connection. Allow yourself to go beyond yourself and your ego. What did I say? It's time to stretch. Allow yourself to go beyond yourself and your ego. Tune into this consciousness deeply as you move forward on your journey. So it's time to really tap into that consciousness. It's time, as they say, to go beyond yourself and your ego. And dare I say, your fear. That is why I was talking about stretching yourself. Let's have a look at the peace card. There we are. It's all in the same area as well, peace. Because I think that this is going to bring you a great deal of peace. It says here, when shining light through a prism, all the colours are revealed in a rainbow. White light is the combination of every colour within the visible spectrum working harmoniously together. When this card is drawn, it is an invitation to bring a sense of peace into your life. So there's a real need to attune with what you're feeling and what you're thinking here. Your thinking, Libra, is, I'm bored of this. I'm bored of getting up every morning, doing the same routine. Remember, the Hierophant is all about routine, doing the same thing over and over again. I'm bored of it. I want to get out. I want to explore. I want to do something different, but I'm scared. What if it goes wrong? Maybe I need to be cautious, despite having a little bit of guidance there, because you've got the light. So the universe is saying, well, why don't you tap into this consciousness? What you feel, what you think, what you're feeling and thinking is, I want the hell out of here. So the universe is saying, if you align yourself with what you feel and what you think, it's going to bring you a sense of peace going forward. I think the ghost card means to let something go. Let's have a look at what that one means, though. When this card comes up in a reading, it may be because a ghost from your past has been paying you a visit. Your ghost may be something unresolved or repressed, or a personal situation from your past. Pay attention to what is coming up emotionally during this time. Why do you think this ghost is coming to you now? What is it here to teach you? So I actually feel with the ghost card, this is something that needs to be let go. But also I think that this is the ghost on your back. The ghost card, I actually think, is connected very much in with your consciousness. It's the bugbear on your back, Libra, that keeps saying to you, gotta get out, gotta get out, gotta get out. And until this is resolved, you will have no peace. So really now, I think the advice is, for the month from the universe, it's time to align yourself with how you truly feel with the consciousness card here. Because this ghost on your back will never go until you make peace with this consciousness. Until you truly admit to yourself, I'm really not happy in what I'm doing, or the way that my life is, or how boring and humdrum it is, or the routine and the repetition. Hierophant is really just repetition. The repetition of things every single day, whether it's in my work, whether it's in my relationship, whatever it is, I'm bored with it. And the universe is saying, own up to it. Own it. Be honest. You want to go out there and explore, but you're afraid and you're cautious. Well, if this keeps coming back, the ghost of the Hierophant and the Four of Cups keeps coming back to you and banging you in the head and saying, listen, 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 you're bored. You know you're bored. You keep telling yourself you're bored, and yet you won't do anything about it because of fear and caution. You'll never find any peace. So it's time to tap in and to align yourself with what you're truly thinking and feeling with the consciousness card here. Because the ghost of the Hierophant and the Four of Cups is always going to be on your back until you make some peace with it. If you want to be out of the Eight of Swords, it's time to start exploring that new adventure that you've always been talking about. And in order to do that, you need to stretch yourself a little bit here. All right, Libra, that's your reading for the month. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like your own personal reading, click on the link in the comment section below. And I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.